Hello, League. This is Kenny doing a war recap video of our latest. We are extending our win streak to 5 wars. And while it's a good win streak, I do have to say that it was not the best war for us. It was a little sloppy. Not so much with the attacks, but I think with our strategy wasn't real good. We had a matchup where the bottom portion of our board had was pretty heavily outmatched, right? So even I believe their number 15 guy had level 3 expos. So we had multiple Town Hall 8s in this war, and so I'll take the blame for some of this. I probably should have put out a clan mail telling people exactly who and what to hit here. But when we have those situations like this, what we got to figure is the people in the middle of our board, basically from Bud and JC on down through through Sam and Chris and Jess and stuff like that. We probably are going to need to hit down on that first attack, and this is especially true for our players who are still learning how to hit at the Town Hall 10 levels. You know, oh boy, this ought to be amusing. See how that conversation goes. Good job, B, letting him back in. So anyway, so if you're listening, guys, like Chris, yeah, I know we're working through trying to hit through some of these Town Hall 10 bases, trying to hit these Infernos, but in a war like this, it's probably best to hit down and take one of those tough Town Hall 9 bases and get a 3-star, and then do your second hit on a Town Hall 10 or equivalent. So I wanted to highlight a couple of really good attacks here, and the first one we're going to show is Christian Gray. And what was impressive about this is Gray has is a Town Hall 8. He's max Town Hall 8, but this base had level 3 expos. It had an Archer Queen, and so it's while some of the point defenses may not be Town Hall 9, he certainly has some of the elite defenses, mainly the Expos, and let's watch how John takes care of this. So he draws the CC down there with a hog, and then he brings it back up towards the north side here. And Volks was a really good choice by John, in my opinion. Here, the Volks and Hog combo, and the classic Govaho, really good build and a good choice here. So he distracts the CC with the Golem. He gets the poison down, gets a bunch of wizards out there to basically just make sure that the CC is taken care of quickly. He has a couple other out there to create the funnel. So when he drops the Volks down, they're going to go straight in through that wall and ultimately into the core. And that's what happens. And so at this point, he does an immediate rage, and it takes care of the Teslas that are popping up, and then he gets gets his heels down and lets the hogs and the Volks basically take care of the remainder of the base. So we don't highlight a lot of our attacks on the lower portion of the board. We tend to focus on the Town Hall 10 and the Town Hall 11, but this one certainly warranted a view here, because anytime you hit up a Town Hall, we always talk about how it's impressive to get 3 stars at your own Town Hall level. So anytime you go up a Town Hall level and get a 3-star, then it means that you certainly did a great job, and it was a good plan, and Gray even had a lot of troops left over, so he could have even done some more here. So really nice job. We weren't sure that any of our Town Hall 8s were going to be able to secure a 3-star this war, so Bullet came out right out of the gate and took care of this one and got us off to a real good start. So good job, John. Again, real nice job. That Gray base really comes in handy. He either is taking care of Town Hall 8s, or he's doing some sort of a cleanup, and if he doesn't have something available, he's always willing to do a scout, and and a good scout to boot. And so it's a real value having that gray base, and certainly having John on our team. Wanted to highlight one of JC's attacks. Really good attack here, guys. So this is a classic ring build, and this is a base that we see a lot as well. And he does a really great job doing a funnel with the baby dragon, and he sends the queen in around 1:30. And this is a very patient walk. The queen is methodically picking off buildings one at a time, and is getting closer and closer to drawing the enemy CC, which is about to happen in just a moment. As you can see, there's just JC's not in any hurry. He very quickly gets down the poison spells. I can't point out how important that is. When the CC is drawn, he knows it's coming, and he gets the poison down right away, because it just means by the time that the CC approaches the queen, it's already starting to go down in health. And notice also that while the queen is almost at full health right now, we have the CC approaching, and what do you see falling from the sky? You see that wonderful rage spell coming down. And we've been seeing this a lot, in my opinion, in our wars. I think we're trying to be too cute with the queen. We're trying to wait a little too long, or to see if we need the rage at all, and sometimes not using it. And the danger that happens at that point is that your queen gets so low, and you realize, you say, oh shoot, I haven't dropped my rage down fast enough, and you drop the rage, and you burn the Archer Queen ability at the same time. And so why mess with it, right? So just get the rage down, pick off the CC, and let the queen continue to do some work here. So queen's starting to head down towards 3 o'clock now, and JC starts his funnel. These guys right here, by the way, this group of bowlers right there, good job getting that down, because by getting that building, it is allowing his golem and his bowlers and his king to go into the base, where he's eventually about to break hole with his bowlers. But these bowlers down there are the reason why he was able to get those to go in. We had an attack earlier in this war where the bowlers kind of roamed around the base. So here we go to pick up. Now, what's interesting about this is right about here, as soon as the Inferno Towers started to engage this group of bowlers right here, I actually thought, I was watching this raid live when it happened, and I was sitting there saying, drop your heel, drop your heel, drop your heel. And he didn't do it. And I thought at that time that perhaps JC was making a mistake. It turns out I'm wrong on this, and he ends up using his heal spell in the core with the Volks along with the rage spell. And given the changes that have just happened in the Christmas update, the Volks survive easily through the core and end up coming out the other side and really helping along to help get the 3-star in this base. So here come the Volks, and you can see the rage is down, the heal was down, and his Volks, look at them, they're absolutely, they're fine, right? They've got a ton of health, and what's great about the Volks at this point is there's not a whole lot of buildings left, so the Volks really end up as tanks in this, and so this was a really well executed ring attack, and good for you, JC. You've been having a lot of success with the bowler and witch combination, and I know you've done the ring attack before, but I think this was definitely the best one to date. And another thing to really note about this, we're actually going to watch it again, especially this part in the core. I think another thing to note is a Town Hall 10 doing the ring attack. We did not see the heal spell used hardly at all, right? So I think this one really goes to show that the heal spell is now almost a must have in the ring attack at Town Hall 10, probably at Town Hall 11 as well. And one of the things we can ask is was the freeze spell necessarily worth it? So let's watch the freeze. So he freezes and so it probably was, right? Because that freeze spell, when he dropped it, allowed this group of bowlers to hang on, and also some of the these things in here that were getting hit. Now here's a question, and I'm not sure what the answer is, but would it have been a viable option to not have the freeze spell at all, right? And to have a heal in the core where JC did use it, and also a heal in this area right here at the time when I said that, drop the heal, to see if if possibly instead of just four bowlers still standing, maybe he has seven or eight. Given that the heal spell negates the Infernos now, perhaps that would have been a good choice there. Something to play around with, guys. Something to play around with in our future ring attacks. We can test it out and see what makes the most sense. But clearly, the heal spell in the core was just dynamite, and got those Valks going. And you know what? Always helps when your Archer Queen lives through the raid with a couple of healers as well. So again, kudos JC. That was a really nice attack there. Oh, I bet Wes was hoping he could have done that. Too bad for AJ. I wanted to show one other one, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So we're going to show a not as good one here. And it was by Chris, and it was a hog attack. And I'm not showing this to be mean. I'm showing this so people can know why certain things go bad. So let's look at the build. The build's fine, but perfectly fine with the build. He's going to go in with golems. I believe he has bowlers in the CC. He's got his pretty strong heroes, and he's going to go in there, and he is going to attempt to get an Inferno. He's going to attempt to get the clan castle as well. But what is the one thing, in addition to the CC, that you must get every time you do a hog attack? You have to get the Archer Queen. And if you don't get the Archer Queen, you're done. And so it would have been a better choice for Chris to either take this raid and come in around the 430 area, or perhaps he could have come in around this corner here, or perhaps he could have come in this area here, where he still could have targeted the CC, he still could have targeted one Inferno tower, and he could have gotten the critical component, which is the Archer Queen. So let's see how this breaks down. So a couple hogs down, probably too many for a CC pull. So if you're going to bring two golems and you're going to go in with a kill squad, probably not worth. If you're going to have that heavy of a kill squad, I don't think it's worth burning 20 or 25 troop space to pull a clan castle. Just my opinion. Okay, let's watch this. So now the golem is down, right? He's got one of the poisons down, which is good, but note the golem's health. Okay, so it's already, I don't know, 15, maybe 20% done. And where are the other troops? Your golem is damn near dead before any troops go down. And then the first troop that you drop down is the queen, probably because you see the CC coming there, and you got to take care of that because a golem is not going to jump off the ground and kill the dragon. It's just not going to happen. So, but we also now we have a funnel problem coming up as well. And so, the queen is taking care of the CC. We still okay, so now the wizards come down. But what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this is this army camp is still right here, and this army camp is still right there. If the golem and the queen had gone down, and one wizard on this camp, and one wizard on this camp, with the two remaining wizards in this area, and it all happened in quick succession, we would have had, it would have been a better raid. So now the CC's down, the wall breakers go in. Good job on the wall breakers. He gets the wall down. The second golem goes down, and now the king goes, and the king's going off to army camp number 1. Why? Because all this stuff is gone. So there's nothing to draw them in because, it was, again, the funnel needed to be established earlier. So the king goes that way, and then we drop the Killing Castle bowlers, and they're off to army camp number 2. The freeze spell goes down. But again, there's nothing in there to kill anything. We've got the queen, but all the bowlers and everything are going the other way. And then we eventually we send in the kamikaze hogs to get destroyed by the archer queen. Watch how quick the queen takes care of these hogs. It is just unfair. They're just not going to make it through that. It doesn't matter how many heals you drop. You've got, even if the infernos aren't doing it anymore, the queen just takes care of that business. So anyway, I'm not picking on Chris, but I just want to show why some things don't work. That one had multiple elements that made it a rough go. So anyway, so just know I think hog attacks are going to be really big with the update. So I think we should continue to use hogs. I like the idea. I like the build. But we gotta work on the execution. And so anyway, I'm out for tonight. I hope you guys have a good evening. And we got the Christmas weekend coming up for those who are celebrating. I hope you enjoy your holiday. I'll probably get one more video in before Christmas Monday. And have a good night.